Yes, hello today. Look, we've got ZENKAI awakening Super Janemba boy. He is, he be wielding a sword. We're gonna see if he's worth it or not. Let's cue that intro.
Welcome to my channel, where cringy intros are cringy.
Alright, so, let's begin. Not much else to really say, so let's actually take a look at him, his stats, everything, because I actually haven't really personally taken much of a look, so I don't really know whether he's worth it or not. To be fair, though, just quick disclaimer, even before we start, let's just go to the missions real fast, because I feel like it's very important to note that it's not worth spending Chrono Crystals for this guy. And the reason for it isn't because he's necessarily a bad unit. It's not because of that. I'm not sure if he's a bad unit yet, but we're going to find out. We go to missions, and then events, and then we go straight into events. You're going to see two things: Super Janemba Awakening Z Power missions, 4,000, and then Battle Gauntlet X 3,000. If you combined 4,000 and 3,000, you get a whopping 7k, which is the exact amount you need to fully ZENKAI 7 a unit. So, with that being said, first thing out of the way, do not spend your CC on this unit. Just don't do it. You're getting him for free. Just do your Battle Gauntlet, and you're good. It's pretty simple. Clear stuff, do daily missions, do your hyper-dimensional co-op, play PvP a certain amount of times, do also your Tournament of Power, win with sagas from the movies. I don't care. It doesn't even matter where you're doing that with your sagas. And then KO characters. Like, literally just play the game is what they're asking. So, you can do that, get 4,000, and then the Battle Gauntlet, all you gotta do is clear all the floors. So what you do is just bring your sagas from the movies team into the Battle Gauntlet. You kill, like, multiple stones. No, you don't kill stones, you kill birds. You basically yeet a bird with a stone, and it kills 2 birds for the price of 1 with 1 stone that you've done to kill 2 birds. Anyways, so let's actually now take a look at this guy's kit. So I'm just gonna look at it. So right now he's looking okay. He's looking pretty defensy. Let's see how actual defensy he actually is for a defense type. So let's take a look. It could be better, honestly. His stats aren't very impressive, if I'm being real with you guys. However, with that being said, his kit might more than make up for it. So let's just take a look. Has anything changed in regards to this? Well, no. Alright. So, counter will activate upon enemy's tap shot or blast arts attack, while in fighting pose, once the counter is activated, plus 3% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, and comboable with strike, blast, or special move arts. So, blue card, basically. So, yeah, strike, blast, or blue, boom, ka-chow, you win. Okay, cool. Solid card. Like, the green card is solid. It's nice. Baiting is now very dangerous while Super Janemba's on the board. You're going to have to do a close-up bait, so if you're not good at that, good luck. If you are good at that, then in that case, the person running Super Janemba's better be really good at reflexes. So, it depends on the unit, right? Alright, let's take a look at his main ability. So, Spatial Control. Draw a special arts card next. So, this is a green card, right? Yes, it's an arts, so it's a special art. Yeah, it's a green card. So you're drawing a green card, plus 50% to the key recovery for 15 timer counts. Clicks all enemies with attribute downgrade, plus 15 to strike arts cost for 15 timer counts. Interesting. It's not the best. It's not bad. It's just, it's very, there's not much impact. This doesn't really cry out impact. At least when I, like, look at it from the standpoint of someone that is looking for immediate impact. This is not really there. And on top of that, you only get a lot of this stuff for 15 timer counts. So it's not even, like, extremely impactful, and at that point, you're just stalling, which I guess is fair. But really, the only thing I really care about is the card quality damage and the green card that you draw. The plus 50% to key recovery, it's okay. Let's take a look at the Z ability. So we are boosting still regeneration. That's awesome. But now let's see the ZENKAI ability. I'm hoping it's for regen, but it might be for powerful opponent or for movies. We're about to find out because, you know, here we go. Yeah, it's for powerful opponent. So that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world because, I mean, Super Janemba himself is a powerful opponent, and since he is buffing regen, it works. And then on top of that, if you are running someone like Cell instead of this guy on your regen team and you want to buff him with this guy, then you can do that. So, you know, it's actually not bad. This is overall so far not the worst thing in the world. It's just you gotta weigh out whether or not you want to use Cell or this guy. I'm gonna see. For now, I don't think that the new LF Cell can be replaced, but I could be wrong. Let's take a look at what this guy's got. So first we got Battle Ready Stance, which is his original passive that he already had. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield, so nullifies attribute downgrades for 15 timer counts, reduces damage received by 15% for 5 timer counts. That's kind of low, but whatever. While this character is on the battlefield, seals enemy strike arts when enemy switches characters. The sealed arts cannot be used for 3 timer counts. That's not actually that bad, because what you can do with that is you can basically kind of chain that. So as soon as they switch and you lock them, you can then further lock them with Boo. So if they have no card arts to speak of, like if it's all strike in their hand, they're pretty much screwed. That, like, you've literally screwed them over. So that's actually really cool that this guy does that. But to be fair, we're in a much more like balanced meta where a lot of people do run a lot of blasts. So locking strike is, although solid, usually there's enough, it warrants enough of like someone being able to still do things. So how impactful this is, it's anybody's guess. If you're up against someone that's very strike focused, like a strike based future team, then you're obviously in luck. And if you are playing against, like, let's say Super Saiyans, you're in luck. But if you're up against someone like Regen that is specifically blast focused, or Saiyans even, or even hybrids, or powerful opponent even, which is more of a mixed bag, this is not as impactful. Same thing can be said about movies. So I like, and as well as androids actually. So the point I'm trying to make here is that this is, although impactful, maybe not as impactful as it maybe once was. All right, let's take a look at his S. To be fair, Battle Ready Stance isn't horrible, it's just not the best. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 20% to damage inflicted. Cannot be stacked. Okay. So it's each time he summons, he brings himself. Okay, additional 20% to damage inflicted per defeated enemy. And then effects resets after character switch. The only problem with this is, once again, it gets canceled. It's all gone. And if he's the last man standing, that's all gone. This is not coming back. So, it's nice while you're not actually like last man standing, but once you are, it could be really devastating. So you really have to hope that if you are last man standing, they do not have any more abilities to remove your buffs. As long as they don't have that, this is going to be actually a pretty solid passive. It's not the most amazing thing ever, but then again, to be fair, this is quite old, and I'm not even sure if this is updated or if maybe it was even less than this, and I'm just, you know, very picky because the meta has obviously power crept a lot. All right, so overall, the first two passives, they're standard for an old unit. Let's see if Rapid Barrage and Cruel Intentions could actually fix this. All right, so Rapid Barrage. First things first, we got applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts. Plus 10% to strike damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Plus 10% to special move damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 10 timer counts, which cannot be stacked. However, once those 10 timer counts are up, if you're still going, it's just going to apply a new one. So that's actually really cool. And the fact that you can actually buff up your strike and your special move is pretty cool. It's sad that you can't buff up your blast. So he's kind of like a poor man's Super Gogeta, but at the same time, when you're actually thinking about it in regards to Relentless Attack, and the Relentless Attack actually, this is actually not bad anymore. It ends up being actually quite impactful as you progress and you push through. So he's giving me some vibes, especially if you put him on a specific team. Like, let's actually look at his stats just real quick. So he is more blast focused than strike focused, but if you put him on a strike focused team and you really work on his strike, he could actually become a very, very dangerous strike heavy unit. So because he's defensive, you have that option. And the fact that his blast is already higher means that if you put just even a little bit on blast, he is kind of neutral in both senses and can actually deal decent damage. Not only that, but it gets actually to the point where it becomes more exponentially impactful over time. And then if we're thinking about the synergies that you can have with specific units, like if you're doing with Android 21, Zenkai 7, the blue one, assuming that you don't have the Legends Limited blue kid boo, you know, that sort of thing. But even then, I mean, I'm looking at all this, and that's actually not bad. It's not the most amazing thing in the world, but that's actually... It's reminding me of Gogeta level of broken, which is not broken anymore, but this is starting to fix things up, all right? For a defensive type, this is nice. This is actually really nice. All right, so let's take a look at Cruel Intentions. This is the last one. And applies the following effects to self when battle starts. 30% damage inflicted, which cannot be canceled, and then reduces damage received by 15%, which cannot be canceled. That was underwhelming. All right, so let's chalk this up to these three. So overall, he will immediately apply this, like once the battle starts. So we can just apply the 30% to this. So this is what that's going to be going on, happening at that time. And then what's going to happen is that these are going to apply. So he's going to get 20% damage inflicted on top of that, and then an additional 20% per damage inflicted per defeated enemy. So, enemy. Sorry, I misread it then. So when I was referring to specifically like last man standing, I'm actually referring to per unit opponent defeated, not even your own. So actually, this is more of a win more situation, isn't it? Yeah, that's unfortunate. But okay, so let's look at this. 20% to the damage inflicted, and I believe that 20% is going to be applied after the 30% has already been applied to your overall stats. So you're actually getting 20% on top of that. So it's actually a little bit higher than what 20% would be under its normal circumstance from 251 or 254. So that's actually really good. So the application of that is nice. And then, on top of that, we're also getting 10% to strike and 10% to special move. So yes, there is actually definitively an argument to want to run Super Janemba on a specifically strike-focused team. Problem with that, I do not believe that this unit still, even after all of this, is a better unit than the LF Cell. The LF Cell has way too many things going for him, especially in this meta. He's got the ability to counter hybrids, which, you know, despite hybrids being a menace, they're not as annoying as people make them out to be, even myself included. I like to shed on hybrids because, you know, I hate the tag. That's really it. But when you fundamentally like break it down, yes, hybrids are oppressive, but there are other oppressive tags in this game, such as Saiyans, for example. Saiyans are actually really oppressive, and I think they're just being overlooked right now because hybrids have been getting a lot of Gohans, okay? That's pretty much what's going on here. And that is primarily what's going on. But, like, if I take a look at Saiyans, they have Ape Vegeta now, and Ape Vegeta's a pain in my arse. That we have Angel Vegeta, which is like a battery pack, like, just on helium or other things. It's like Vados levels, but in its own way, obviously. We have Super Saiyan LF, Super Saiyan 3, I'm just saying things over and over again. Goku, who is just a monster of a unit over time, and if you don't kill him off quickly, he will steamroll your team. He just will. It's inevitable, especially if he lands that ult. Especially if you've been switching around while he's been keeping priority. It could be game over. Literally game over. So overall, Super Janemba, he's a solid unit. If you do not have Cell, yes, he is going to be most likely your primary purple. Alternatively, if you do not like the playstyle of Super Janemba because you feel like he doesn't essentially continuously do combos indefinitely, then Purple Demon King Piccolo is still the purple regen option that you can choose to make. And that can be a more blast focus. So like if you're doing blast focus, I mean Super Janemba or DKP, the purple one, could work. And if you're doing strike focused, again, I would personally say that DKP or Super Janemba is a good option. Again, Cell, I believe, is the best option for regen. His kit shows it. His overall damage shows it. It's insane. Like, I was playing with him just the other day with him at 3 stars, and he was beating down a 9-star Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Yellow, by the way. And he's actually putting in, like, actual damage. It's not like petty little bits. He's actually going into him, like actually shredding him. And that's due to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta being a Saiyan, right? This guy is able to counter a lot of things, and even against regen, he does tons of damage. He's just a freaking tank of a unit, and I mean tank in terms of like how much damage he deals, not in terms of how much he can take. He's actually pretty weak on the taking part at low stars, so. But that's with any LF. Overall, Super Janemba, I think, is a solid free-to-play unit, and I'm saying free-to-play because for those of you that have him at 7 stars, you can reap the benefits immediately. All you gotta do is do all the event missions, which once again, we go into the missions, and we just go over it just real quick. Once again, you'll be able to get all of it. So we got the Awakening Z-Power missions, just do all that stuff. Like I said, if you're doing Battle Gauntlet, make a Sagas from the Movies team, and then just wreck his shit. And then the Battle Gauntlet, all you gotta do is actually clear the Battle Gauntlet. That's all you have to do. And then if you're scared of PvP, just play it just for the sake of it. I don't even think that they say win PvP. I think they're just saying play it. In which case, you have no excuse as to why. Yeah, exactly. They literally just say play PvP 15 times. I believe you can do that in a training mode too. So you don't even have to do ranked if you don't want to. And then you have to play Tournament of Power 15 times. Okay, that's not even a big deal. We're currently in the middle of a season anyways, and you have 19 days to do this. So by the time that our Tournament of Power season ends, a new one will begin. You'll be able to continue on as anyways. So it's all good. Like, there's no reason why you should spend CC on this. Overall, Super Janemba, solid unit. He's nice. I wish he were better than what he was, but the fact that he is completely free to play, I expected this. However, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that he's actually way better than I'm giving him credit for. But based upon the kit that I've been seeing, it's not very impressive. So I am somewhat let down. But for someone like myself who, has pure DKP but doesn't have Cell on my main account, I will be trying out Super Janemba. I'll be seeing which playstyle I like better between Super Janemba and DKP. And from there, I'll make a decision. I'm probably going to go with Super Janemba just because I like tanks more so than just combo enablers. It's just my preferred playstyle, and that's just how I am. Overall, I think he is a worth it unit. Like, if you are playing this game right now, there is no reason for you not to get this unit. So with that being said, guys, that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't hesitate to tickle the like button if you haven't already, subscribe, and click at the bell for more notificaciones so you never miss one of my videos. Have yourselves a salty day, and I will see you in the next video.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a time, Phil G. Phil G.